When I installed OpenClaw in February, it worked great at the start, but quickly started crashing, automation started failing, APIs didn't work, and instead of giving up, I was using a lot of hours every day to fix it. I was trying to make it work real hard until I realized that I was spending more time fixing and debugging OpenClaw than getting the actual benefit from it. Then I tried Hermes a little bit, so I also made a video about setting up this one, but at that moment I just had a sour taste in my mouth with all these different agents that break all the time, so I didn't really dive deep into it. Things have changed for two reasons in my perspective. One is that GPT 5.5 is probably the best agentic model I've ever used. And the second reason is that I install my agents on Windows. So I just made my peace that I need to install Hermes agent on a Linux subsystem on my Windows. And as soon as I figured out how to do it easily, everything kind of changed. In this video, I just want to give a quick tutorial about how to install Hermes and set up Hermes on a Windows system, and why I think this is the best time to install something like this because of GPT 5.5. So let's get right into this. OpenClaw is the most famous AI agent out there probably, although it's not the only one, but it is the most famous because it was first. And if you go at the quick start part of the website, you can see that you can install it in many different ways. And there's also a switcher here. You can choose either Windows or Mac OS. And of course, since I install these on my Windows laptop, so if you want to install it on a Windows, you would probably click Windows. And this is what I did first time when I installed OpenClaw. But the thing is, OpenClaw is not the most stable on the Windows system. For some reason, Peter Steinberger and all these people making these agents find it most easiest to make them on either Mac or Linux. I don't know what's with Windows, but apparently maybe it's the restrictions in the system or something that keeps it unstable. So I did not know this at the time, and I installed it on Windows. Even though you can do it, I don't think it's the best thing to do. So what I would have done now is I would have installed it on a Linux subsystem on Windows. And if you go to the Hermes website, you can see that they don't have the Windows installation natively at all. They only offer the WSL2, which is the Linux subsystem on Windows installation. So this is something that I already did last time, although it confused me a lot because I'm not a developer. I'm slightly technical, so I didn't really understand what was going on. But this was an extra step that repulsed me, that kept me away from installing Hermes. And I want to tell you right now, I've been testing Hermes with ChatGPT 5.5 for the past couple of days. This is the most stable setup I've ever had. So I'm really encouraging everybody, if you have a ChatGPT subscription, it's $20, and I think a lot of you have it just for the chat. I really encourage you to start using Hermes Agent with the Codex subscription. So what I mean by Codex subscription is that if you're paying for ChatGPT already, what comes in the Pro subscription, which is $20, is the Codex subscription. Codex is the coding app of OpenAI, but let's be real, a lot of people use it not only for coding, but for many different things. They're improving the app every day so that you can use it for anything that you want. I started using it more and more, and it's really good. But the thing is, if you're paying $20, you have a lot of rates. I'm using it extensively, and I'm barely managing to spend everything. The team at Hermes, the lab is called the News Research. I don't know where they're from. I guess they're from the USA, but they're shipping all the time. They're improving the agent all the time. And I think that's the reason why they went so much more ahead of OpenClaw, because Peter Steinberger, the creator, he's an employee of OpenAI, and I think, improving OpenClaw is not his priority. So Hermes agent is really the more stable of the two. These three things made me start using Hermes so much. It just got updated and it became more stable. GPT 5.5 is incredible, and for the money that you pay, you can get a lot of rates. The third thing is that running agents on Windows using the Linux subsystem just makes it more usable. So as I said, you have to start thinking of Hermes as a Windows app. It's living in Linux, and you have to install Linux to be able to use it. And in this video, I'll show you how to do that very simply. The thing to know is that you can still use the rest of your Windows system with your Hermes, even though it's going to live in Linux. So for example, I have an Obsidian Vault within my Google Drive folder, and Hermes has no problem accessing it. I think it has to sometimes mount these files to Linux, like mirror it in some way, and then make the changes and then copy the results there. So there's some back and forth, but it's still quite fast and reliable. So now let's go to how to install it. If you go to the Hermes website, you can see here that it requires WSL2. You can click on this link, and it's going to take you to a Microsoft website telling you how to install it. So what you have to do is open up your terminal on Windows. You should probably open the PowerShell. There's two types of terminals on Windows, by the way, PowerShell and command prompt. PowerShell is the newest one, so you should use that one. You open up the PowerShell and then you type in wsl-install. Now, I will not run this right now because I already have it installed and I don't want things to break. But you should run this, go through the process, and at some point probably it's going to prompt you to create a password. You're going to be using it to enter the Linux system moving forward, so write it down somewhere, you don't want to lose it. Now after you install it, you can open the Explorer in Windows, and you should probably see mounted here the Linux subsystem. It has this funny penguin. If you click on it, you will see Ubuntu, and you can see all these core files installed here. So after you installed Linux, it's time to install Hermes. Here you can see the curl command that you have to enter, but first you have to open up Linux in your terminals. So bring your terminal up in Windows, and to enter the Linux environment, all you have to do is type in WSL, press enter. You're in Linux right now. You can see it visually here. You'll always have this kind of a prefix here so that you know that you're in Linux. And then let's copy the command from the website here. Copy and enter it in the terminal. Control V. The curl command is there. Now I'm not going to run this because also again Hermes is already installed for me and I don't want things to break, but this should start the installation process of Hermes. It's gonna take, I don't know, up to 10 minutes, and just follow the process. But eventually the installation will be done and the setup will begin. If the setup doesn't begin, you can just type in Hermes setup and start the setup. I already have it set up, but I'm going to run it now anyway so I can guide you through the process. So the first thing you have to choose is the model provider. There's many different options here depending what you want to use. Also Noose, the creators of Hermes, they have their own portal. I guess they have their own open source models because they're an AI lab. I'm not sure. But anyways, the model that I absolutely think is best with Hermes right now is the OpenAI GPT-5.5. And the best way to use it is through Codex, and press enter. And probably you're going to have to go and authenticate your account. I already have it authenticated, so I'm going to press use existing credentials. So press 1 and then enter. Select 5.5. Press enter. It's going to ask you for the text-to-speech provider. You don't really need this unless you're doing some kind of generation of voices or whatever, so you can skip that. Terminal backend, you can keep local if you're installing it on your own machine, which I am, so I'm going to keep it local. And all of these are just like default settings about the session, the tokens and so on. I usually just leave that to be on default, so you can keep pressing enter unless you want to tweak it specifically. So here it asks you when is it going to reset the session. What this means is basically each time you have a conversation with AI, that's called a session. All the context in that conversation is a part of that session. And occasionally you want that session to be either reset or a new session to be created, because after some time the context can get so bloated that the responses get inaccurate and it becomes unreliable. So Hermes has its own system for resetting the session, and I just leave it on default. So inactivity and daily reset system reset the session, so you can press enter. Inactivity timeout, now you're tweaking this session reset. I also leave it on default. I think it's pretty good. And now the important part is the channel setup. I recommend Telegram. It's the easiest to use. Telegram is highly tweakable, but still simple. So you can go ahead and configure that. You're going to have to go and create a bot. Now, I'm not going to show you now how to create a bot in Telegram. There's many tutorials out there that can show you this. But essentially, you have to come up with a bot token. And that's the only thing you're going to have to give to Hermes to set up a Telegram bot. So I will just press enter, reconfigure, no, because I already have it configured. Then you can add allowed users. This is relevant if you have, if you want to use Hermes in groups and so on, which right now I am not going to be using. So I'm going to say no. Then it's going to ask you if you want to install the gateway as a system service. So what this does is that it creates an automatic startup system that runs Hermes. Generally, I don't really like this because usually if this is running, I'm not sure if Hermes is running or not. And I don't like this extra load on my computer without me knowing why it's there. And also I like to run it myself in the terminal so that I can see the terminal logs. But if you want to not worry about running Hermes each time you restart your computer, then you can select yes. I'm going to say no in this case. Now it's going to ask you about all these different tools and CLIs. So you can leave most of these at default. Then you have also the Telegram CLI tools. These are the same, but they work on Telegram. Telegram is a great way to communicate with Hermes because it has all these slash commands and so on. So these are basically a way so you can activate these tools using Telegram. And then when you're done with that, you can select done. And it's going to ask you to launch the chat right now. And I would recommend that you launch it by pressing Y and enter. So this is how Hermes Chat looks like. Now, the first thing that I would recommend that you do is that you connect to Telegram completely. So in the installation process, you probably already gave it the Telegram bot token, but still you need to configure the bot. So you're going to have to go to Telegram and you're going to have to try and message your bot. If the bot responds with a pairing token or a pairing code, it's not a token, you should take that code and give it back to Hermes in this chat. And then this Hermes is going to set up your Telegram completely. If it doesn't respond with the pairing code and you're sure that you gave it the bot token, then you're going to have to ask Hermes chat here, why is my Telegram not working? Is going to then guide you into setting up Telegram. But I'm just gonna say, hey, to test if it's working. You can see that it's using GPT-5.5 here. Hey Ante, what do you want to work on? Okay, so I'm gonna shut this down by pressing Control-C a couple of times. I'm gonna clear this terminal. I want to show you now how to start up Hermes in the future. When you want to have it running in the background. So usually when you restart your computer, you can start up the Windows PowerShell. And as I explained, you have to start up the Linux subsystem by typing in WSL, press enter. And then all you have to do is type in Hermes gateway run. So what this does is this starts the Hermes process in the background. As soon as this is running, you can go ahead and chat with your Hermes in Telegram. Hey, so you can see it's typing here. That means that it's working. And then it's going to respond to you in Telegram. I don't know why it's talking about the version and doctor, but maybe this is a good opportunity actually to show you that part as well. So the gateway is running here. You shouldn't close this. If you close this, Hermes is going to die. So keep this terminal open. Unless you have the gateway service system, then it's going to run in the background and you don't have to worry about it. And then if you want to update your Hermes, there's a couple of different commands you can enter. One is Hermes update. People say that you should run this in the terminal rather than in Telegram, because you can also run it in Telegram by pressing the slash command and then update. You can see update Hermes agent to the latest version. By the way, updating is quite important because they are all the time releasing new features and new updates. And each update is actually pretty good. So you can follow news research on X to stay in touch. Then another thing, after the update, what I like to run, and this also works in OpenClaw actually, is Hermes Doctor. So this is basically their checkup, system checkup that sees everything is aligned and everything is fine, so you can have a system that runs smoothly. You can run that, and to check the version of your Hermes, you can run Hermes --version. So mine is 011. It's crazy that this is such a beta or alpha, I think even. I wonder what Hermes 1.0 will look like. So I understand that for some of you, using the terminal feels clunky and you don't really want to deal with it, but I strongly suggest you learn at least, a couple of these commands. It's really not that hard. So by the way, if you want to see where your Hermes installed, which I couldn't find it before, you have to go into Linux, open Ubuntu, and then open Home, open your username, and then you can see .hermes. If you open .hermes, it's going to look like similarly to OpenClaw, the folder structure. But my goal is to not deal with this so much, because last time when I was trying to fix OpenClaw by messing with the code and everything kind of exploded. So the final thing that I wanted to show you is how having Linux subsystem on Windows is not a restriction at all, at least in my experience. Although Hermes lives on Linux, it can still access files from your Windows system. So I have my root stack, my Obsidian Vault, I have it in my Google Drive. But if you just copy the path of this, for example, copy as path, and you go back to Telegram and you tell Hermes, hey, look at my Obsidian Vault. It's basically my most important folder full of information about me and my work. So look at that folder and come up with the top 5 things, top 5 use cases that you can do for me after learning more. And then you can just paste the path of the folder that you want Hermes to work in. So this is where my Obsidian Vault is. So you can just send the message. Now, I already did something like this, so I don't know what the result of this is going to be. But GPT 5.5 is damn amazing. Combined with Hermes, it's really going to give incredible results. So that was my setup. In essence, this is how it looks. I have a Windows laptop always on, running in my room. It never turns off. I have the Linux subsystem, and I have Hermes running on it, and I have GPT 5.5 as the model that it's using. And it's connected to my independent personal AI system, which is something I call root stack. So this setup has worked really incredibly well for me. And I set a restriction for me to do the deep work, so the actual human work on this Mac that I have here. It's just a better user experience. And of course, I can manage my Obsidian Vault through Google Drive. So it's all synced up. And I speak to Hermes over Telegram also on my Mac and on my phone. So that was it. This video was specifically for people who have a Windows computer and are thinking about installing Hermes or any other AI agent. And I think, as I said, this is the best time to do that right now. If you want to follow me, please subscribe to this channel, and you can also subscribe to my newsletter in the description. To the people who subscribe to my newsletter, I send a link to this free platform called System Stack, which is basically a place where I put my favorite prompts. This is me. My favorite prompts and workflows in AI that I found really helpful, and I'm building this continuously, so why not have it? Thanks for watching, and see you next time.